Closed business is not only a sore eye, it's a gateway for violence. Because when you see abandonment, it looks as if there's no love, no hope in the community.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about 3 KFC locations abruptly leaving Chicago's Southside. Now, this comes as no surprise when you're talking about communities that are plagued with violence, plagued with crime, poverty. These kind of things are going to happen. And people always ask, hey, well, can't we get more investment into the community? Can't we get more jobs, more opportunities? Well, if the opportunities are there, are you going to fuel it? Are you going to take care of it? Are you going to nurture these opportunities, these jobs, these businesses? Are you going to patronize it? Are you going to steal from it? Are you going to be out there thugging and drugging and carrying on? What are you going to do when the businesses arrive in your community? Furthermore, when you have more prosperity and more business and more investment, at a certain point, that's called gentrification, and you don't want that. Ultimately, you got to be ready as a community to go forward. If you're not ready to go forward, you're kind of stuck in the past, stuck in the poverty mindset. You're going to have things like this take place. And you can't blame the business for just following the trend in the neighborhood. It is what it is. Now, before I go too far into my take on it, let's get to the news clip. Of course, this will be available in the box. If you're on IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Closed business is not only a sore eye, it's a gateway for violence. Because when you see abandonment, it looks as if there's no love, no hope in the community.
The lights are shutting off abruptly at 3 Southside fast food locations, leaving community members concerned about lost jobs and the future of those sites.
Casey Cronus live tonight with a hard-hit community suffering yet another loss. Casey.
Look, you're going to have, in places like this, you're going to have abandoned buildings, a lack of businesses, jobs. It's because of the community itself. There's no other reason. If there was a lot of money coming in, if there wasn't so much crime and violence, then you could have businesses come in and they would be able to flourish. But without a community to support a business, they can't stay. Let's keep on rocking.
Don and Scott, all 3 KFC restaurants that are closing their doors are owned by the same franchisee. Now, this comes in Chatham, as it's not the first business to close down in the last several weeks, posing new challenges for the community.
It's something we're seeing across the city. But nevertheless, neighborhoods, it hits differently.
In Chatham, Greater Grand Crossing, and Bronzeville, Colonel Sanders is saying goodbye to 3 restaurants, once busy with customers, but now suddenly boarded up.
There was no communication. I saw what the residents saw, and disappointed just the same way they are.
6th Ward Alderman William Hull says the news came as a surprise, especially at 83rd and King Drive, where renovations have been underway for months.
I'll say about 6-7 months, stop and go. More time stopping than going.
Also stopping sales, the KFC at 75th and Lafayette in Greater Grand Crossing and 35th and Calumet in Bronzeville.
Now, the reporter was talking about these places had been busy and booming with customers, all this and that and the third, but now they're closing abruptly and it came as a surprise. It reminds me of what happened in Oakland with the In-N-Out or whatever that restaurant was, the fast food joint by the airport. Same thing. Very busy, a lot of customers, but look at the neighborhood you're in. You're in Ghettoville, USA. And at a certain point, what about the safety of the staff and the patrons? Now, they're not saying that's the case here as far as the violence is concerned, but we could put 2 and 2 together to get 4 and see what's going on. When you got places boarded up after they had been renovated for 6-7 months, I mean, come on. Like you already know what's going on.
Leaving employees out of work.
Any job loss is a life loss, in my opinion, because everyone deserves the opportunity to make an honest and clean living.
A spokesperson with KFC tells us the closures came, quote, as a normal course of business, adding, while this is always a difficult decision, we appreciate the patronage of our loyal guests. But in Chatham, it comes less than 1 month after local movie theater Cinema Chatham shut down. Vacancies that Hall says he is focused on replacing. down.
Oh, there's a sign right here. It says, "Dear Cinema Chatham guests, we extend our heartfelt gratitude for your unwavering support and patronage. It has been a pleasure serving you. Please note that we are permanently closed," and there's no explanation behind that. Now, I've seen movie theaters close, maybe a lack of attendance, maybe there's too much other stuff happening in the community. Who knows?
Vacancies that Hall says he is focused on replacing and revitalizing.
We're going to, again, look to the future. Hopefully we find or reimagine our corner, even if it means tearing down that KFC and building a new business. But we're not going to stop until that vacancy is filled.
And this Thursday, Alderman Hall is hosting a job fair at Hamilton Park starting at 9 a.m. with other nearby businesses. All are welcome to attend, and he tells us some positions will be filled on the spot.
So there we go. That's what's happening out there in Southside, Chicago, Chatham. You have 3 KFC locations closing all at once, all by the same franchisee. And this comes during a time when a bunch of other places in the same area are closing. Now, why do you think these places are closing? Is it because of lack of business? Why would 3 KFCs close all at once? I mean, maybe it's a money thing. That could be part of it. If you have a community that doesn't have a lot of money, how are they going to be able to bring money to a place like a KFC? But then again, you're talking about cheap food. How much does it really cost for a meal at KFC? We're talking about, what, $10? I mean, if you're paying $15 for a meal, that's probably way too high at a KFC. I presume it's a lot of the other stuff happening around the places that's contributing to the closure. The same as Oakland, California, the same as all other parts of the country where you got the same kind of thing going on. Now, as I close, I want to say this. You got to have the support from the community to keep these things afloat because, okay, Mr. Alderman, you might want to tear that KFC down and or replace it with something else. Same thing with the movie theater. Same thing with other places that have closed in the past few weeks. Okay, who's going to actually go there? Who's going to actually be there? There was another case this reminds me of out in Baltimore. There was a CVS or one of these kind of stores like that. I think it was a CVS. Many years ago, this might have been during Freddie Gray time. But anyway, the CVS closed after they had been lobbying for years to get something in that particular part of the city because there was no jobs. It's just criminality. Like the only thing you could really do in that neighborhood is, number one, leave. 18 years old, join the military, get out of there, go to college, just like get out of the community, move away, or you could sell drugs. That's pretty much the only way to make money. Maybe you might get a government check, but beyond that, there's no jobs. So they tried for a very long time to get the CVS there. Then when the CVS got there, we got stealing going on. We got violence happening right outside the store to where the customers don't feel safe. The staff doesn't feel safe. It's a whole big crazy mess. So, of course, it winds up closing after years of lobbying to get it there. Another story I remember back where I'm from in Virginia, there was a grocery store. I think it might have been a Farm Fresh or a Food Line, one of the two, a grocery store. They put it in the Berkeley neighborhood. And if you know, you know. They had been lobbying for years to get that grocery store right there. You know, talk about food deserts. Oh, we don't have anywhere close to where we live to go buy groceries. They lobbied for years to get it there, but the community did not support it properly. And of course, it closed. So when you're talking about food deserts, when you're talking about a lack of jobs, you got to understand that there's a lot of things that go into it. It's not just some kind of discriminatory thing. That's not even really what it is. It's not even about discrimination. If you're able to make money in the place, you're going to make money in the place. If you can't make money, you're getting stolen from, there's too much violence going on, you're going to leave. And no amount of pleas from anybody is going to bring those businesses back, at least not on a permanent basis. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on why these KFC locations closed in Southside Chicago? You think it's a money thing? You think it's crime and violence? What is your take on the whole situation? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. If you want investment, if you want opportunity, jobs, resources as a community, you got to be ready for it. If you're not ready, then when these things come, if they do come, you're not going to be able to retain it. As soon as it was given to you, it'll be taken away. It's just that simple. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.